Hey, Kat Chelsea here with Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. I have one more technique using our masks from the Layering Beauty bundle that involve this embossing paste, the shimmery white embossing paste. And what I did is I'm going to mix some colors with the embossing paste. And what that's going to do, it's going to kind of give us a more relief look for our flower. So I'm going to pick some colors and we're going to try out this technique. Let's see what we can do with this, okay? Alright, so what you're going to need is I'm just taking some basic white cardstock here on my craft mat, and we're going to do the embossing paste with 3 yellows. And what I've done using my color wheel is I've picked Daffodil Delight, or Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, and Lemon Lolly. Those are the 3 colors I'm going to pick, and we're going to do yellow roses. So you're going to need the ink refills. What I learned from doing this one is I just did the flower first, and you notice that it's kind of bumpy. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do the leaves first. And we're going to do the leaves the traditional way using our blending brushes. So we're kind of starting backwards. If you watched my other video, you know I started with 1 and then we went up to 5. Well, now we're going to start with 5, which is this one here, and we're going to move up to number 1. So the first thing that I'm going to do, as I did with my other video, is I'm going to just register this. In other words, I want to go ahead and just put a little mark here so I will know where to place my mask, okay, with that pencil as I move through these different mask layers. So this is number 5, and then our next one will be number 4. So number 5, rather, let's just go ahead and go with number 4. Number 4 is going to be the first layer, and I've picked 2 colors, and I'm going to just use the same colors I used for my last tutorial, which is Shaded Spruce and Shy Shamrock. So I'm taking my blending brush, and I've got my Shy Shamrock, and I'm just going to kind of add my color . Okay, and there is that layer. So I'm just going to put those aside. And now we're going to do our first layer, which is, this is actually number 1. We're going to lay that right there. Now, the way we're going to do this is I'm going to grab a F block, and I'm going to use this F block. I'm going to pull some of this paste. I'm going to put it on this F block that I'm kind of using as a palette. I'm then taking my lightest color, which is Lemon Lolly, and I'm going to put 3 drops and we're going to go ahead and mix that up. With my palette knife. I'm holding my stencil or my mask right here, and I'm just going to very gently just wipe that across my mask, and all I want to do is I just kind of want to get that that covered very gently. I can go the different directions, but I want to kind of keep it flat. I want to keep it as flat as possible. And I'm going to use my entire palette knife to kind of scrape off the excess from our mask. And then we're just going to lift it up. So there's our first layer, and I'm going to put this immediately. Either have to wipe it down because this will dry. So you kind of want to either wipe it down immediately or put it in a basin of hot water, just so that you can make sure you kind of get that off. So I'm going to go put this in a basin of hot water. Now meanwhile, you definitely want to clean your palette knife so it doesn't have anything on it. Before we do the next layer, we want to take a heat gun and very lightly run it across this. And this is a very thin layer, so it is going to dry nicely. We don't want it to be too tacky, because we're going to have to put our next mask on top of it, and we don't want it to peel any of what we've just applied on our paper. Kind of want it to be just a little bit dry, and then we're going to take number 2 and we're going to line number 2 up right there. Now the next color we're going to use is going to be Daffodil Delight, right? Because we're going from Lemon Lolly, Daffodil Delight, and then Crushed Curry. So I'm going to take some more of this paste, and I don't mind if I mix it, right? Because this is a lighter color, so I mean I can kind of mix my color just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. I'm adding 3 drops of inker, re-inker, to our I just want to make sure that's nice and okay. So we have a darker color. That's what we're looking for. We're just going to make sure that this is lined up. And then we're just going to very lightly, again, we're just kind of spreading it very lightly. And I just kind of want to very gently kind of, okay, and there is that layer. I have a little bit that's kind of missing there, but I can't worry about that right now because I really can't lay this back down because it's already got some stuff on the back. So I'm going to have to leave that. I'm going to go put this in my water bath. Now again, I'm going to clean my palette knife. I'm going to leave that right there for now, and I'm just going to grab, it's on low, and we're just going to kind of just throw some of the heat gun on it. I just don't want it to be tacky. Okay, as soon as that's not really tacky, again, we can grab kind of grab our paste that we have here, and maybe we can just add, this is crushed curry. We're going to add our 3, and it's all, you know, it's all yellow, so it's just going to give me a much deeper yellow. We're going to line this up, and this is the hardest part. You're just going to have to be, and maybe I'm going to change my knife. Maybe I'm going to use something that's a little bit more controlled. And I'm just very carefully covering this up. Okay, and then I'm just going to lift it, and there it is. Now I just want to show you how absolutely beautiful that came out. But and I mushed it a little bit there, so it's got kind of went underneath. But I think it kind of stayed really nice here in the middle. Now, what has to happen next is this has to dry completely, and I'm going to come back overnight. When it's totally dry, we can use our die to cut this out. We can't do it now because the pressure from the die cut machine will ruin our relief. This is such a fun technique, and I really liked the final effect that I went around and grabbed some other products that I had. In this case, I had some Ranger's Distressed Texture Paste in translucent. It's very glossy, but I wanted to see if it would work equally well. So I'm using Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and Blackberry Bliss to create our dimensional flower effect here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use my matte embossing paste using the same colors, and we're just going to kind of compare the different effects we have gotten. So this is just something you can have some fun with. And then we're going to go ahead and move into assembling and creating our easel card. So I've gone ahead and I've cut my base card here and scored it. But I'm going to do something different than what I did with my last card, because this card did not have, it was just one straight panel, and it's a little difficult to bend. So I'm going to create two panels so that the card's a little easier to bend. So you need two pieces for each card. That's going to be, this should be 3/4 by 5 1/4. So this should be 3/4 by 5 1/4. Yep, 3/4 by 5 1/4. That's in your cardstock. Then the other two pieces you're going to need are going to be 2 3/4 square and a 2.5 by 2. So 2 3/4 square and then 2.5 by 2. Then for your DSP layer, you're going to need, these are going to be cut 1/2 by 5. Then you're going to need additional layers, and those are going to be 2.5 by 2, and this one's going to be 2 3/4 square. Okay, so there are your layers. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and put these right there, like that. Okay, so that's our card. So let's go ahead and assemble all this. Oh, you're also going to need two pieces of basic white, and this is 5 by 5 1/2. Let's go ahead and just put our pieces and parts aside for now. I'm using the Spotlight on Nature dies, and I went ahead and I stamped my sentiment. Okay, I've stamped my sentiment and I also cut it out. And I'm going to have to grab Alright, now what I'm going to do is we're going to back, all these pieces are going to get backed with a piece of cardstock. And that lines up perfectly. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put Happy Mother's Day here, and this is going to pop up. Okay, so we're going to put Happy Mother's Day right there. And that's going to give us our little standing thing there. So for this to stand up, we're going to put this right here, and it's going to be like this, because we're going to attach this is going to attach to these leaves right here. So let's attach this first, because I want this to be right here, and then when this lifts up, it's going to be attached to this, and it's going to lift up as well. The way we figure out how to attach this is we're just going to hold this, and then we're going to fold this and turn it around, and then I'm going to just grab a pencil. Just going to line this right here so that I know where this goes. And that's how it's going to pop up. Then we're just going to put this, I'm going to put this like right there. Okay, so I've got these leaves I'm going to attach it to. So I'm just going to flip this around, and I'm just going to hold this here, and I'm just going to put a circle because that's where my glue is going to go. It's perfect. So let's bring this one in. Okay, I've got that one there, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so there it is. So let's lay that down, and let's bring in, remember, you just take this, turn it over, and we're just gonna line up those lines, those pencil lines. And there you go. Alright, so now we're going to attach this, and there we go. That looks perfect. Now I'm going to take some, I just love these iridescent. I'm just going to take these iridescent ones. So there you have it. I've shown you another way to use the decorative masks from the Layers of Beauty suite that will create these beautiful 3D flowers for Mother's Day. I've used the embossing paste, and this is just your Stampin' Up! Embossing paste. I've just added some inks. In this case, I added Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, and Blackberry Bliss. And I just kind of mix that together to create this lovely, I mean, just beautiful standing easel card for Mother's Day. And this one, I tried a new product, and this is the translucent distress texture paste by Ranger, and it just gave you a different, just a totally different effect. I used the same colors. I mean, they're both really beautiful and vibrant, If you haven't already, please hit like. All products are available on my online store. There will be a link below. Go to my blog for product details and a project PDF. If you're looking for a demo, please consider joining my team. As always, consider joining as a hobbyist for $99 so you can enjoy that 20% discount when that new catalog drops 1 May. If you are a demonstrator and you like my content, please support my channel by hitting like, share, and leave a comment. This is Kat Chancellor of Stamp Art Connection and StampArtConnection.com. Happy stamping.